the weather is turning hotter and hotter. Yeah, do you forecast we are going to have a very dry season and water supply will be affected?
Wow, this is a $1 million question. Let me calculate. Yes, most probably in May or June, you are going to have a very dry season, and then the water supply will be affected. Of course, it's not like that lah. Of course, it's not like that lah. So, if you really want to know how, without doing this kind of calculation, or feeling, let's Sembang AIoT. Okay, very good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
I don't know whether it's funny or not to play, do this kind of role play to you, but then yeah, it's valid, right? Because most of the time after New Year is going to be a very hot season. Of course, today is a thunderstorm everywhere. You can see at the background. You can hear from the background. I don't know. Yeah, after Chinese New Year, usually in Malaysia, in Malaysia. So you are going to face some dry season after that, usually. Yeah. So whether or not you are going to have a water supply cut or very dry, or the reservoir is going to go not enough water to supply, that is, of course, you have to calculate, but not calculate like what I've just done. That is not supposed to be the way. So it has to relate to something. Yeah, it has to relate to something where in the new era, digitalization, AI, forecasting, prediction using AI, that is right now available. Okay, before coming to that thing, I think I would like to ask, what is this? Because I think the AI or IoT or future kind of machine learning, prediction, forecast, it has to relate to something like a data space. What is actually a data space?
Data space, okay. This term just come to me a few days ago. It's something quite new for me. So, and from what I understand, data space is I cannot say it's a place.
Okay.
It's something, environment or something that you can share your data to it. It's like a cloud, but not a cloud.
A cloud is not a cloud.
Yeah, so something.
It's a space,
Yeah,
it's a space. In the
space.
layman term, can I say that? Can I say that in the layman term, it is just like a warehouse, warehouse for us to put in something, storage, and then it can be a library for me to put all these books.
Yeah, a place for you to store your data.
Store your data. In the digital form, it's going to be our electronic data. It can be our database. It can be a picture. It can be a video. It can be a very basic document, text file, and things like that.
It can be anything. Yeah. The computer can understand.
So a digital data space is going to be like a place where you can have many things inside, especially electronic data, but then it should be able to be connected through an internet where you can access or you can query it at any point of time. If you want to retrieve, you can use those things. That, I think, is more a layman term of a data space, right? Yeah. So that is a data space. Why we want to talk about data space is because, of course, a few days ago we joined an event. It's a kind of event where talk about data space, and then it's organized by one of the international data space association. Yeah. So we found this one is very relevant in our daily life, and also it could be a future kind of platform where you can make use of data space to do AI storage, sharing data, and so on and so on. Yeah, that is the thing that we come to this topic today. But in order to have this data space, of course, in order to have this data, you need something. Yeah, for example, the IoT. Yeah, IoT. Of course, on top of the data space, you may have AI. But let's talk about IoT first. So you can see on our desk right now, we have this device. Maybe we like to have Ken Leong to explain to you. This is one of the 5G. If you haven't seen this before, this is a 5G industrial router device. Last time we used to show some what we call the 4G devices, and today it's going to be a 5G. 5G has got 4 antenna. It needs 4 this 5G antenna, and it can support 4G and 5G. These are the 4 antennas. You can see these are the 4 antennas. But we shot off one of the antenna. I don't know where we put it. We didn't put it up. But that's it. Is it connected?
Yes.
It's connected, right? And then these two is a Wi-Fi 2.4G and 5G, Wi-Fi 8G kind of Wi-Fi. And then this guy has got 4 Ethernet gigabit ports, and it has some serial devices like most of the industrial router has, some IOs and also some serial port RS-232 and RS-485. As you know, if you follow us in our past live before, we talked about 4G connecting to Modbus RTU devices over remotely. This is one of the part, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, the 4LAN port.
GPS.
Yeah, this guy has got one more GPS. This is very good for you to, let's say you want to put this one on the mobile vehicle, on the bus or any transport. That most of the time you do not need to have such a high bandwidth kind of communication device on the mobile device. But then for this case, if you need to do some what they call streaming of video, a kind of CCTV kind of application, a surveillance kind of application, that is the part where you need GPS together with the high-speed band, to your so-called data space. Yeah,
Yeah.
It can be on the data space, and then it has a standard 2 SIM slot. You can put 2 different mobile operator SIM card, which you can say, let's say you are in Malaysia, you can use Celcom 1, and then you can use another Maxis, or Maxis number 1 or Celcom number 2, something like that. So that will give you a redundancy where one of the station, let's say, is not able to connect over 5G, you have another network that's able to connect to 5G. It will switch by itself in that kind of scenario. Okay, so as usual, thank you for watching. For some of you who just joined us, I would like to welcome you to subscribe and share and like also, at our channel. So maybe you can show some of the interface, while we are connecting to this device. What are the interface that you can show?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can show the user interface of this device. Okay. So this one is the overview that can show the system information. You can see this one is a 5G one. And then we already put in a SIM card, so you can see you can get the IP address.
We are putting in the 4G SIM card.
Yes.
Okay, we haven't upgraded yet to 5G, but this device is 5G capable, but we put in a 4G SIM card. Yeah.
So over here, you also can have the syslog.
For some of them who are familiar with this device, syslog is very important.
Yeah.
As usual, you go to remote site, you don't know what is happening, not able to connect to network. Syslog will be able to tell you all history or whatever thing is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is under the link management. So you can see the connection manager. So this is the place where you can configure, you want to use both SIM card or only one SIM card, or you want to have a combination using and the Ethernet.
Yeah.
So this one is the cellular, so you can see it connecting to the message.
Yeah.
And here you can configure the 4 Ethernet port.
Okay, talking about this part, let's say we want to use broadband, local broadband rather than 5G or 4G. Is it possible for you to do that?
Yes.
Yeah. You can make one of the port to become a WAN port, right?
Yes.
So that's how you can configure that just now. Yeah. So.
Okay, so this one is the Wi-Fi. So you can configure for this one is a 2.4 gigahertz. This one is for the 5 gigahertz.
Okay. Talking about this, because the Wi-Fi here, of course, it is acting as an access point. Can it act as the what they call the another mode?
The other mode is, we call it, okay, yeah, the AP is the access point. The other mode is the client mode.
Client mode. Can it work as a client mode as well? So it can act as an AP as well as a client.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see over here, AP and the client.
So AP meaning, access point meaning, those handphone who want to use or this local device on the Wi-Fi, he want to connect through a 5G network, he can use the access point to connect. You connect to the access point.
Yes.
But if let's say this guy who want to use a local internet, so it acts as a client to connect to the local internet to get access to the internet access.
Yes. So this guy have the internet access.
At the same time, can have a 5G.
Yeah. Okay.
I can also have a 5G. I can also set redundant. If let's say one down, the other one can take over, right?
Yes.
That is so powerful, In fact, if let's say you put one in the office also, you are able to enjoy that kind of fault tolerance. Yeah. 5G cannot provide you. You go to this normally is broadband. Broadband. If let's say broadband disconnected, I can switch to 5G. I won't lose the internet connection.
Yeah.
Something like that. That is one of the fault tolerance application that you can use.
Okay, so the next one is the industrial interface. We have the digital input output. This is where you can configure the digital input, digital output information.
Okay, digital input and output is good in terms of in this box. I think you can do, like for example, if let's say there's one power failure, if there's a power failure, you can configure this guy to send some SMS. You can send some SMS from this guy. So and also you can set on an alarm.
Yeah, yes, alarm on or off.
to turn on certain thing, a light or something like that to tell you, oh, network not okay or something like that. That can be done in this box. Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is the serial port, where you can configure the RS-485, RS-232. Okay, so next one is the network. So as usual, you have the firewall, the route, VRP, IP pass-through.
Okay, before you come to the other area, see serial port RS-232.485, what can it be used?
This one can connect to your
serial device.
Yeah, serial device. Okay,
for example, you have a Modbus RTU, you can connect to that. From remotely, you can also do a transparent. This guy can do transparent mode, right?
Yeah.
That can connect through a 4G or 5G. Remotely, I can talk to the serial device. Yeah, that is one of the application as well.
So for the application, so we have this one is a dynamic DNS. So this one is the previously Mr. Lee mentioned, the SMS. So you also can schedule a reboot.
Okay.
This one is the GPS function.
So GPS, it will give you what kind of data?
GPS will give us.
It will give you.
Okay. I will share the screen for the GPS.
Okay, you have another screen.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, this is a GPS data.
So the received message, these are the GPS data.
How does this GPS data being transmitted to you from this device? Is it through a TCP port?
Yes, this one is through a TCP. So I have a program act as a TCP server.
Okay.
So
To listen.
Yeah, to listen for this one will act as a TCP client.
I see. So this guy you can configure to which
The server address and the
IP address, port number.
Only two things.
Oh, two things.
Just only configure two things.
So you can listen from there.
Yes.
So that's why it's good for you to carry, in a mobile device. You can, of course, whether you want to use 4G or 5G for this 5G, you definitely, when you apply 5G, meaning you need to have a somehow streaming kind of data, quite bandwidth dependent, bandwidth heavy. This one. At the same time, also you can locate. You can check the location. With this GPS. This is a GPS antenna.
Yeah, this all depends on the satellite.
This one coming from the satellite. Okay.
Okay. Let's go back to the previous one.
Slide.
Okay, yes, we also have a call, so you can make a call to the device to reboot it or do some control. Okay, then so also support the VPN, the Open VPN, IPsec and GRE.
Yeah. For those of you who has used some of our 4G device before, as you know, we have this full series of a VPN from an Open VPN, L2TP, very standard one, GRE, what they call the IPsec, that kind of a VPN is available in the box. Yeah.
Okay, so the last part is the maintenance. So you can perform the firmware upgrade. So you can install some software if required. So these are the system information that you can modify. Some configuration. Over here you can upload or download the configuration file. And lastly is the debug tools.
Yeah, allow you to do some trace route all these kind of maintenance tools is available also. But just I want to touch one of the point where if you're talking about SMS, there is apps that you can load in that allow this guy to handle some short message services as well. Yeah, I know, short SMS is not a future trend, but there are many industries still rely on SMS. That's why having a newer trend or newer device or newer router, industrial router, you still can enjoy those conventional or legacy type of services, for example, like SMS. This is very, very important. So of course, under this customization, you can load in certain customized application where it can perform a different thing in this router. Yeah. So as usual, we have product updates or product sharing in terms of IoT AI, because I think no matter you talk about 1G, last time I think we have one session talking about 1G to 5G.
Yes.
And then we also have this one of the uncles jumping up here. He said he used this 1G or 2G before. He was very excited. So I know he's still watching today. So of course, you compare to 4G and 5G. For those of you who hasn't come to the stage where you whether 4G or 5G, in some of the application, if you refer to the download speed, 4G probably the maximum download speed 100 plus or 200 megabit per second. or near to 300 megabit maximum.
I never experienced
You
that
haven't
fast.
100 over megabit per
I
second.
never experienced
But for typical 5G, the download speed 300 megabit per second,
yes.
300 to 500.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ideally, you can go up to 1 G gigabit.
Yes, that one I experienced before. That one
Oh, you
is
used
at a very
early.
yeah. It's a experimental site provided by the TN.
Oh, experimental site, 1 G. Gigabit
Up
equal
to
to
1
gigabit equal to something like in your office. Of course, many offices right now they are running on 10G, but 1G is very common. Like you are doing something in your office already. If you are having this guy, working remotely, in somewhere on top of the hill with the 5G access, you're practically sitting in the office with a 1G access.
Yeah.
Correct. Of course data plan you have limit correct. If you finish the limit, then you back to this 4G thing maybe 100 megabit per second. So that is for part 1. Yeah, we finish up the part 1 on this 5G routing and routing device. So that is a part 1. So can we have yeah. So of course, in one of the Axiom Tech series, we have this Kiwi 310. In fact, there's a slot there for you to add on module 5G. Yeah. That one will be interesting when you talk about some, again, data space. Well, now we talk data space only. In the same data space, IoT device or AI or AI edge device like this Kiwi 310 sitting there, checking the analog meter, transferring, digitize the analog meter reading, and then you want to transmit to data space. That is considered part of IoT. But what happens if, let's say, the AI is not performed in Kiwi 310?
So then the AI to perform at the cloud side, to perform the
so your AI is sitting in the data space, right? A data space. How can you do that with the 5G? The streaming is fast enough. Capture, the analysis is done at the data space. Decision also throw back to you on the 5G communication. That is one part of fulfillment where before 5G, this kind of thing is not easy to materialize, correct?
Yeah.
That part is not easy to do, during the 4G era. 5G era, these are the things is possible. When this part is, I mean, in this kind of AI, remote edge AI is possible after enabling the 5G, then data space become very, very important. Data space is important. So next, in Axiom Tech part, on the right hand side, you can see also. On the right hand side also, you can see our industrial PC platform, 5G enabled, but you have to add on some 5G module. That is on the high-end computing. Otherwise, you can use this industrial router to do most of the thing. That is already very, very good. Yeah. So having said about this 5G, then we have to come to this so-called data space. Maybe we switch bigger here. Okay. What is data space? Just now we already discussed. So the whole thing about the data space is becoming, next time is in the digital world, it becoming a data space with a data ecosystem. You need a lot of these things. For example, starting from a sensors, from the Internet of Things, from the left-hand side, you can see. So these are the things where data is being pumped into the data space.
Yeah.
And then your temperature, your pressure, your process data can be on the data space. Yeah. And then you may have also vehicle. The other day we talked about smart city. You see, smart city, all these things, you need some vehicle to pump in some data onto the data space. That is called what? What is the AVX, is it? Or V to X?
V to X.
Vehicle to everything, is it?
Yeah.
So every vehicle, or that time I think shared by our professor, Dr. Lim, he said there's some device that can do a V to X. Yeah. Transmitting your speed the surrounding.
Yeah, all the sensor that embedded in the vehicle, the information can transmit to the car.
So that is one of the contributing factor from data source, to the data space. Okay. Once you reach the of course, when you talk about data sources or data type, it can be as easy as MQTT data, CSV, database, Excel file, or any other raw data. You can pump it into a so-called managed data entities, where this part will play a role on some of this management of your data. That is that kind of data space that we are talking about. So from there on, upper level will be having you will be having a lot of this kind of artificial intelligence AI to do machine learning, analytics, and then also you can do some predictive kind of analytic as well. Some of these situation awareness, decision support, where from a data space itself, after the AI, it can give you some kind of a trigger or some awareness, whether safe or not safe, or good or not good, to move or not to move, that kind of thing. That I mean, during the dry season, the reservoir water become low. That can be one of the applications. Yeah. So of course, digital twin. Yeah, if you're having a digital data space or data space, digital twin become possible, right?
Yes. When you have enough number of data, you can.
It's easier to achieve.
Yes.
That's why data space become a key in the overall ecosystem. So how does this one relate to AIoT? For example, we are talking about this AIoT. How does this data space relate to us?
Okay, how the data space relate to us?
Let's talk about IoT first.
So from the moment when the sensor collect the data, so some of the data might related to your personal information. So why we use the data space is because we want to have the control on our personal information. So because data can become a currency for you to pay some free services. So for example, you use some social media that no need any subscription. Actually, you are giving your data as a
you are contributing. You are contributing the data.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why I can give you the free service.
So can I put it simple as IoT to data space? Data space very dependent on some of these IoT device to provide good data to them.
Yes.
Yeah. So the one is not talking about security or not secure first lah. We are talking about this IoT you need to collect data from a sensor, all those things up to the transmission up to the storage up to whether or not you want to fall into the data, so-called data lake. You want to put it inside the data lake, because in the data space, data lake is sitting inside the data space.
Yes.
I believe. So from there, then you apply your machine learning or you apply your AI. That's how all the things can be interconnected. That actually sum up the whole, make up a whole ecosystem. So that's why IoT and data space, they are very interrelated and interconnected. Yeah. What about AI?
AI also the same. AI require the data to train your AI model.
Data set is very important. That's why data space is becoming much more important, because all the trained model from predictive to analytic to forecast optimization, all have to come from a good data set.
Yes.
So data set is becoming very important. That's why data space is much more important in order to do that. All right. Let's come back to for those of you who is still watching us, we are on this Sembang AIoT. Sembang bukan sembarang sembang.
Kita sembang teknologi.
Kita sembang AIoT. Okay, so having said all the rest from the IoT, AI to data space, what can we do? For example, just now from the very beginning, Kenon was asking me will it affect the water reservoir water, dry season? Will it happen? Or will it affect our water cut? Of course, it's not by closing your eyes and ask the universe. It's not like that. You can ask the AI. You don't need to ask the universe. Okay. So for that case, take for example reservoir water, because that is actually an extension from our past week topic on a smart city. One of the water utility supply is one of the very key component in the whole making a good smart city. Where water supply, one day you cannot drink water, not able to take bath. It's torture, right?
Yes.
So water supply is very important. So how, if let's say, we talk about IoT for quite long, what are the things that we need to, let's say I want to build an AI system to judge whether, like the question that you throw in the very beginning, can we achieve by using AI and IoT?
Yeah, it's possible. First, we need to have the data on how the people at that area, how the water usage pattern.
Okay, water usage pattern.
Yeah.
Water usage pattern, of course, you're not talking about 1 week or 1 month or even 1 year data. Maybe you need to see for the past 3 years or past 5 years.
When the population increase, how the water usage.
Yeah. So there are a lot of this data needed, and at some point, it's not easy to obtain all this data, correct?
Yes.
This is one factor. What about, does the temperature affect the water level at the reservoir?
Yeah. Especially at the dry season, the water evaporate much faster.
Evaporation depends on what? This is physics question. Evaporation depending on the temperature,
the humidity,
the pressure, of course the humidity, wind speed.
Yes.
How fast the wind blow, and then what kind of a season, for example, very raining, what kind of water raindrop that you collected. There's some, let's say, I think in most of the cities, or not most of the country, for many years, I think for 45, 50 years ago, they already collected this kind of data, raindrop. Yeah. So with that also, it has to be taken into consideration. What other factors we can think about? Raindrop, climate change. Yeah, climate change is recently, actually maybe it changes from time to time, but we didn't notice. Only recently we noticed. Hot, very hot, cold, very cold.
Yes.
Flood suddenly like that. These are the climate change. Climate change is a little bit difficult in terms of collecting data, because this is a kind of, let's say in this decade, it changes like that. In the past decade, you don't have this problem. So that's why continuous of data taking, data collecting to put into the data space, then data space become much more important. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that is one thing. Any other thing that affect the reservoir water? I think last few months we talked about to one of the manager in the water management company.
Sometimes human error.
Human error.
Yeah, human error because they forgot to close the gate. After they open the gate,
water loss. That kind of water loss. That one I think rare lah.
Yeah.
But in terms of the area development in the area, for example, diversion of the water not going to the reservoir anymore, is divert into the other river channel. So that can also be one of them. But generally, like what we say just now, temperature lah, climate lah, this wind speed lah, these are main contributing factor. Of course, the season, what raindrop, all those things is going to be. So with that, in the data space, we should be able to do some prediction. Can I say that?
Yes.
We should be able to do some prediction. Yeah. One thing is the size of the reservoir also is very important, right? How much water they can last, consumption, that can be one of the. So there are so many things, so many data needed in order to have a accurate prediction or accurate forecast. The challenge is, where can you get all this data?
Yes. Who want to provide the data?
Who want to provide data? That come to another set of problem or another set of challenge where you will have this issue of gathering data. Who want to provide data? So let's move on to the next slide. Yes, me and 𝐷𝐾𝐀𝐿, we visited one of the event. This event is an International Data Space Association event where this company, there is one individual or company or it's a company, right?
It's a association.
It's an association. In Germany, they came out with this International Data Space Association to govern, to let you participate in making up a data space. That's where you come up with this data sovereignty, right? Data sovereignty. Data sovereignty is talking about how secure.
How you're able to control your data.
How you're able to control the data because you own the right of the data. You own the right of the data. So by having this platform, every individual or every organization, for example, in this water reservoir case, some state government is having all this data under the waterworks water authority, and some under pengaliran, the water flow, the other division in the government, they also have that different set of data. But in order for them to share data, they are quite reluctant.
Yes.
Because you don't have a trusted platform for them to share data. And then maybe you misuse the data. That's where during the event, I think we talked about, we heard the expert was sharing about how you can make the sharing of this data to your data space safer, and then you have right authority onto your data. Then you can share your data in a more peaceful mind, where all this data will be used in a proper, proper application or proper use in some of the application or in the project. That will allow you to become more, for example, the water authority, they have a set of data. How can they share? So if they are in the platform, they can safely share out the data with whether or not they have the judgment whether to give the data out or not. Correct?
Yes, correct.
So that leads to our another topic. We talk about data sharing over data space with this international, maybe we call it an international standard of data sharing over data space. So it's something like that. But we are not going to talk about that today. We will because this is a very big topic. Maybe in the next coming session, because next coming session, we fall onto the Chinese New Year time.
Yes.
Already Chinese New Year? Not yet, right? It's the New Year Eve.
Yes, New Year Eve.
It's a New Year. Oh, New Year Eve, we are holiday. New Year Eve, we are holiday. We won't be doing. If let's say you want to do, cannot. Maybe we'll be eating the 团圆饭 talking about Sembang AIoT. But so next Friday we are off. We are off. But after maybe right coming back from Chinese New Year, we will tell you when. We are going to tell you when. But anyway, we want to take this opportunity to wish some of the some of the audience, who celebrate the Chinese New Year CNY. We wish you Happy New Year and 恭喜发财. So maybe we want to wish the audience also.
Yeah, I will wish all the audience Happy New Year, 新年快乐.
Yeah. For those of you who are not celebrating, of course, you will have a good holiday in Malaysia. We are going to have 1 week off. Of course, for those of you who have a holiday, we wish you a nice holiday. You enjoy your holiday as well. So with that, I think we will sum up today. Any other thing that you want to add? No. So we will come to the end of our this session, and thank you very much for those of you who follow us. Please do subscribe if you like our channel, and then if you happen to see this channel during the Chinese New Year, eat, nothing to do, watch our video, watch our live, put down a comment, and tell us how to improve us in our next coming session. Okay, thank you very much. See you. Happy New Year. 恭喜发财. Bye bye.
Bye bye.